We can still bring her back.
No! She told me not to. She deserves the peace of death.
Okay.
Holy Mother.
Oh, where are we?
Neokos.
Who are you then, strangers?
We are Colwall's too.
We shall honor the Covenant.
Welcome to my emporium of everything, travelers.
Whenever you're ready, let's hit the road.
Well met, newcomers. Harold Strongarm at your service.
Can we take 5? Let's see what we have here.
Marike Abio Pure.
Neoka Evo Malmis!
Don't fool yourselves. You cannot stop me. We finally meet.
Hello, hello? Hello. Okay, so normally everything should be working out. Yeah, so hello everyone. For those who... Oh, actually the
take
text
5?
is actually... There we go, removing the BRB text. So, for those who don't know me, I am Emil,
Let's see
also
what
known
we
as
have
Mizrim
here.
Online. I am the community lead of Tactical Adventures, and I welcome you to this celebration stream. As you can see, we are in the studio. There's people still working around me. First thing first, is the sound okay? Is the audio okay? Music too high? Alright, that's good to know. I am lowering the music as we speak. Alright, so normally the music should be a bit lower, but please let me know if it's still too high.
Marike Abio
Alright,
Pure.
audio, your audio is low. Well, my audio shouldn't be too low because when I'm looking at the mixer, I'm almost reaching the, red bars. So, okay, music's still too loud.
Yourselves. You cannot
Still
stop
too high, okay. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. Trailer audio was too high. Ah, okay, yeah, that was why. Wait, the trailer, oh no, sorry. That's because the trailer is not supposed to be playing. that is why. Okay. So now so now the trailer is gone. Should be good. It's just absolutely as usual. It's a scuff, so all good. Is the music, because there's supposed to be like a little bit of background music, is the music okay? Like, can you hear it, but is it like low enough so that it's no problem, we can hear it? Okay, yes. You don't hear any music, okay? It might be a bit too low, but whatever. All right, all good, perfect. So, just restarting from the beginning because you guys were listening to the freaking trailers while I was trying to speak. I am Mizrim, I am Emil, also known as Mizrim. I am the lead of Tactical Adventures, the community lead, sorry, not the lead of everything, of course. And I welcome you to this celebration stream where I am in the studio. You can see people around me still working because we're in this little room here with all windows, so everyone can see what I'm doing. It is not very private, but that's just how it is. And we are doing this little celebration stream because, of course, the game launched in early access today, and you can like buy it and download it as we speak. And also because of the celebration, we wanted to do two things. First of all, is that we are going to be giving a few keys away. So normally in the chat there is a pinned message both on Twitch and on YouTube to basically sign up to this giveaway. You don't need to sign up multiple times. We'll just like do a few polls every few hours or something. And you don't need to like sign up again after we do a poll because it's just going to take from the same poll. And second thing is because there's a lot of people who are on the stream, who are on the studio and who don't really often come on stream. So we wanted to also do a little celebration to like bring people in, ask them a few questions like, who they are, what they do at the studio, how can that be felt and impact the game? Because behind the game, of course, is a team of very passionate people. And we want also to give you a little bit more information on who they are, who is actually making that game that you're going to be playing today, hopefully, maybe tonight, if you're in the US and you're still working. We're thinking about you because we're also still working right now, so all good. If you have any questions, by the way, please feel free to ask them in the chat. The message might go a little bit fast, so I might miss a few, and also there might be like some questions we already answered. But in case you need to ask questions, just feel free to ask them, and maybe we might be picking them up so that we're able to answer them. Also know that on YouTube there's always a little bit of a delay, so I might be speaking as of now, and maybe you guys are going to see me like 20 seconds later, so the question might be a little bit, All right, so first of all, I think that we are going to start with the big boss of the studio. So I am going to be bringing in Mathieu. Mathieu, who, as you know, is the creative director and also the CEO of the company. So I'm just gonna like peek out and I'm coming back in a sec. Oh, never mind. Mathieu is actually on the phone. So we are going to be alone a little bit longer, you and I. So, okay, I'm looking at the questions. Is there a date when we get multiplayer? No. Multiplayer is absolutely something that we want to be doing and that we will be bringing before early access ends. And hopefully it is going to come in one of the earlier updates because it's one of the more important things that we've learned from Solasta 1. Little anecdote here, it's kind of like a fun story where Solasta 1, if you remember, we always said during the Kickstarter we're not going to do multiplayer because it was our first game. We thought multiplayer was way too dangerous and that we wouldn't be able to basically get it in. We wanted to first make sure that we could make a game before doing that. And at the end of the day, what happened was that the game came out and we started going, you know what, could we actually do multiplayer? So we started to look into the multiplayer and we managed to actually, like our programmers managed to make it work with Proton and a lot of different things. Obviously, it has a few issues for Solasta 1 because of the fact that, well, you know, it wasn't intended to be a solo player, a multiplayer game in the first place, but we managed to actually release multiplayer with Lost Valley DLC 1 year after launch. And what happened was that it brought a lot of people in. So, of course, we know now that, yes, of course, Solasta people want to play in multiplayer because that's also how D&D plays, right? Like, you know, you play with your friends. So we are working very hard to bring you multiplayer as soon as we can. That you can be sure of it. I am seeing Mathieu go around. Mathieu? 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 T'es dispo? Oui? Si t'es pas dispo, tu peux t'appeler après?
No, no.
Okay, okay. Okay, so you heard me speaking French a little bit because my microphone just goes around with me. So Mathieu, you can just grab this and put it near your mouth, just like a...
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I swallow it or
no,
just
you don't
put
need to
next
swallow it. It's
okay.
just like the little microphone. So everyone, welcome Mathieu. Mathieu, who is
Hello.
the CEO and creative director. You are the one who came up with the idea of making a D&D game, right?
Yes, it's actually one of the dreams I had when I was a late teenager, would I say. I've been thinking of making a kind of a D&D role-playing game for some time.
Yeah.
And actually, it was one of the first things I did when I was a young engineer. And it's something which got me into the video games industry, trying to build a prototype. And well, I've been working on different companies, building my first studio with a friend, and then eventually building tactical adventures and making the first Solasta. So it's been a long dream, and I guess Solasta 2 is an even better achievement of this dream released today.
We're building upon the knowledge that we got on the first game with a stronger engine, with a more experienced team, and with all the knowledge that we had from Solasta 1, from the feedback you guys gave, to make this a better game for Solasta 2, right?
And also what's interesting, I think, is that as I'm an old person, I've known different versions of the rule sets.
Yes.
From first edition to 5.5, now officially the new name. And it was also interesting to see all the games used this rule set and how I evolved in the image of what would be a good game using this rule set. So, and actually, I'm glad with the current status of the rules we have today. I think it's very interesting to make cool video games with them. So
yeah, because you started with video games such as the Gold Box back in the days, right?
So which was first edition.
Yes.
With weird stuff like rangers using magic user spells and stuff like that. So it was I guess it was one of the original tactical games.
Yeah.
Very respectful at the time, and it was an inspiration to try to have one of the most faithful tactical games using the rule set.
Yeah, because through the ages, if we think about it, we had Gold Box using first edition. The first Baldur's Gate was on the second edition. We had Temple of Elemental Evil on the third, right?
A big stepping stone as well with Eye of the Beholder.
Eye of the Beholder was...
A dungeon crawler, like 10 by 10 feet cells. I think it rings a bell to lots of players. It was in between Gold Box and Baldur's Gate.
Was it using the Advanced Edition, like the first Advanced then?
It was using second edition.
Second edition already, okay.
Yes.
So same era as Baldur's Gate in terms of like role set.
Yes.
And then fourth edition, did we have any video game on
I think Neverwinter used an adaptation of fourth edition.
Ah, okay.
They had some of the elements, but not many games use it. And
it did actually change to 5th edition fairly fast. And then we had 5th edition with us and Baldur's Gate 3 notably, and now 5.5, now that they call it 5.5. I think we're the only ones so far. Maybe we'll see like other people also use 5.5, so we'll see. So, Mathieu, of course, Celebration, Early Access is finally coming out. When did we actually start working on Solasta 2?
Are we allowed to say? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure we're allowed to. Let's say, when are we officially, did the entire team start working on it?
I would say around early 23.
Early 23?
But I think some of the engineers starting learning about Unreal, for example.
Yes, it was
back in 2022. We had this weird tutorial with a guy saying like awesome stuff, and we were practicing on how to make basic stuff like having a gun, shooting bullets, and stuff like that. And eventually, we understood what would be the complexity of using Unreal, but we managed to find a way to use it to make a game like Solasta 2.
I remember we even had discussion about like, should we continue in Unreal? Should we move to, should we continue in Unity, or should we move to Unreal? And there was a lot of back and forth until we decided to, go with Unreal because we really thought it would be the upgrade that we needed.
I think that moving to Unreal unleashed the creativity of some of the members of the team, like artists or designers. But it required lots more manpower in terms of engineering. Yes, so we basically doubled the number of engineers we had compared to Solasta 1. So it's being a big change because it's crazy what you can do with this technology. And it's crazy the kind of possibilities we have. Yeah. It's crazy the kind of the number of bugs you have to fix.
Yes.
But yes, it's, we do not regret it, even though it's been quite an endeavor.
Yeah. So enough about like the, reminiscing. I'm sure some of the people here today are curious. What does a day in the life of Mathieu as a CEO and creative director and programmer means Like, what are you usually doing,
Okay.
for example?
Well, I guess I'm kind of a fraud as a creative director because the creative vision is shared somehow in the company. So I'm more like the guardian of the temple of the vision of the game and how it should be. But then we have directors for we have a game director, we have a head of level design, we have an art director, and basically once we agreed on what the creative vision was, it's shared among the different people in the team. So what does my day look like? I'm also doing lots of UI and rule set programming.
Absolutely.
I do lots of meetings. I do some administrative stuff, like managing the studio. So it's a mix of both. But I'm happy to say that I've managed to retain some craftsmanship activity while managing the company, and it's very important for me. But I'm not the head of the engineers. It's actually our very competent Karim, who is a technical director.
Karim, you will see him later on the stream as well.
And I'm just a guy doing D&D and UI stuff on the project, and also making sure that the game appeals to the visions we had initially.
So that's a very interesting thing, by the way, for those of you who may not be familiar with the video game scene and industry. It's that in a lot of larger companies, CEOs, because of their responsibilities, have to do a lot about business and administration stuff. And Mathieu has purposefully decided that Tactical Adventure should not grow too large, because when that happens, well, he starts being too occupied with meetings, and he does not have the ability to go back to what is craftsmanship, which is going into the code, adding those new classes, adding those new powers. That is something that is very satisfying as well, because you get to see the game grow by putting your hands in the machine.
And especially working on UI, somehow you are the roots of the game, and where everything is interfaced between animation, graphics, code, etc. So yes, I've worked at bigger companies, which I understand can make a great game with lots of depth, etc. But it wasn't fun to me, and I didn't want to do politics and stuff like that. So going back to craftsmanship was really logical. It was logical for me.
Yeah, so everyone, as you can see, Mathieu has worked a lot on the UI. So for example, character creation, all those very nice little menus and how everything works. This is from the hands of Mathieu, who put his hand in the machine and actually brought that to life.
But it is also the work of our external UI partners, Figs, who are designing all these panels, this style sheet, the visuals. So we basically bring it to life. Also, I was reusing the work of another engineers on how we store all the information on characters.
It's a
network, and the team who worked on the character visuals also did a tremendous work. So it's really yes, the UI is piloting all that, but the other smart people did the rest of the work. So it's really a team effort.
You say that as if you're not smart yourself.
Yes.
So very humble Mathieu here. So as you can see, one thing that is very great in our company is that Mathieu, as a creative director, has the stance that is a lot more open, where he gives a direction and then we come together to try to bring that direction to life, and then we agree on it, and then the responsibility becomes shared. So there are companies where it is a lot more creative driven by one person, where it's like, I know where the boat has to go and follow me. Whereas Mathieu is more like, we will create together this box of fun that everyone can contribute to, and I'm here to make sure that we're not going in a way that I don't want us to go. But he's not the one saying, I want everything to be like A, B, C, D, which is a very, very empowering thing for everyone in the studio. And that is why when Mathieu says that Tactical Adventures is a studio of craftsmen, it is something that we are very much behind, because we do feel that freedom to contribute, to say, hey, actually, I think we could maybe make it better by doing that, and then we can discuss about it. And it's not really a question of, oh, it's not your job, you shouldn't talk about it, for example.
And I think that when a studio grows in size, you have to specialize people and leave them in their silos. While at our size, Emile can still participate to create some design content as well, either by editing documents on what should be the new subclasses,
Yeah.
homebrew, etc., or editing items and stuff inside the game directly.
Yeah.
So several of us are actually jack of all trades doing multiple things.
Absolutely. That's one thing that is almost inevitable when you grow larger, because you need the organization to be kind of smooth, right? Because more people there is, the more chaotic it becomes. So the more rules you need to put. And because of that, naturally, like Mathieu said, it means that people are more specialized. And that also means sometimes that some people may have very good ideas, but are unable to bring them to the right person because it's not their job, and they already have like so many feedback on their side that it might just, be a little bit difficult. Okay, Mathieu, is there anything you wanted to say to our community today?
I want to say I love you for all your support over these past years, either on Solasta 1 and also on Solasta 2. I hope you have loads of fun with the early access. It's just the beginning. We've tried to make it as polished as possible, but there may be a few bugs, and hopefully lots of stuff to improve thanks to your feedback. So have fun, stay tuned, and we'll listen to what you have to say.
All right, Mathieu.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, say goodbye to Mathieu, everyone. All right, so that was my mouse falling, but that was Mathieu. Mathieu, our creative director, as you have seen, who is someone who is very down to earth, which we cannot say for all the CEOs out there, unfortunately. He is someone who very much loves the game, and one of the rare CEOs that I know that actually put his own little hands in the game. It's not just giving orders, he's not just in meetings, monitoring everything. He's actually the one also putting time in the code. And in fact, one thing that you may not know is Mathieu also is a workaholic, like many, and he tends to make a lot of code during the weekend. And we see that because we do have Jira, which is a software to kind of follow the tasks, so we know that what's going on and which task is actually moving. And we see updates happening at like Saturday evening, 10 p.m. or something. So, yeah. He even adjusts the thermostat. Exactly. Right now, we are having some air conditioning because it's going to get very hot. And that is because Mathieu did actually change it while leaving. Sven Vinke's long lost twin developers? I don't know. Sven looks like a very charismatic guy, very good guy. And I'm pretty sure that, he also grew, Larian Studio from the ground, so he has, in my humble opinion, probably put a lot of hours into the products that in the game he made. All right. So, by the way, as Mathieu said, there has been discussion about what's coming up next. So I will be sharing with you a few things today, which is going to be, oops, that's not it. All right, so that is not the good image. So, little recap before we move on. There is, in the early access today, as you are downloading the game, potentially, 4 ancestries to choose from. The full character creator is live, so unlike the demo, you're able to create your full party. There is pre-made characters if you're a little bit lost. And there is a simple character creator, and there's an advanced character creator where you can really choose everything you want to do. Second of all, you are able to play around with 6 different classes at launch, which is the fighter, the rogue, the wizard, the sorcerer, the cleric, and the paladin. And each of these classes have 2 subclasses, unless you are the cleric, and cleric has 3 for story reason. There's also multiclassing, meaning that, unlike in Solasta 1 where you had to download a mod to multiclass, in Solasta 2 you can multiclass by default. There may be a few bugs here and there. If there are, please do report them so that we can help fixing that. And the level cap is level 4 for now. So hopefully we are going to increase that level later on. I see a few questions, notably one saying, hey, the druid is always overlooked. There's a reason why the druid is often not in the base classes. It's because the druid is very hard and expensive to do. The druid means that you need to not only do the druid powers, the druid spells, but also you need to implement the sorry, I was going to say changeling. Of course, that's not changeling. Wild shape, sorry. So yeah, you will have to implement the wild shape. You have to create all the creatures he can wild shape into, right? Because if you can wild shape, you need like a wolf, a bear, something like that. If you look at the game right now, we have no wolf in game. We have no bears in game. So what do? Do we make him transform into a sand lion? Do we make him transform into a harpy, right? So you also have this little like limitation on this side. And another person was asking, sorry, the thing scrolled too fast, so I missed it. Doesn't matter, it's okay. For how many classes we aim for the future, ideally we want all 12 classes at launch at 1.0, but it is very hard for us to commit right now because it all depends on the time we have, the money we have, and the manpower we have. So of course the main priority is for us to finish the campaign so that by 1.0 you have a full experience, a full story, level 1 to 10. And then on top of that, of course, we want to add more choices. So more choices mean, for example, more gameplay choices, so more classes, etc., etc. Yeah, we could well shape into a crab, for example. We do have crabs. And so moving on, we also have for players who play this early access, Act 1 right now, a part of Act 1, which is around 10 to 15 hours playtime. And you get to play in the world map, which has hidden locations, hidden bosses. And that is something that can give you a lot of play time if you move around. We do know, and that is a known issue, something that we'll balance later, is that you get to level 4 max cap a little bit fast in the early access. So we want potentially in the future to lower the amount of XP gain by the combat encounters, because when you're exploring the world map, you may encounter a lot of different fights, and some of them are challenging. And when they're challenging, that also means a lot of experience. So we would like ideally to do a little bit like Baldur's Gate and like Pathfinder, the 2 games, where in the video games, combat encounters don't give as much XP as on paper. Because on paper, on tabletop, you are doing much less combat, because if we were doing as many, you would never play. You will only do combat because it takes a long time. And also, one reminder is all the dialogues are fully voiced, and this is something that we have decided to do. That does mean that it is fairly expensive, so you might be, when you're creating your character, thinking, oh, it's a bit of a shame that there's 2 male and 2 female voice only, and that we should have 4 male voices in case I want to make a 4 male party, or 4 female voices in case I want to make a full female party. But the thing is, it is so expensive because all our main characters are voiced, right? So adding 1 voice means you add 100, thousands of lines and stuff like that. So because of that, we are probably not going to be able to add more voices for the main characters. But what we are trying to do to avoid having, imagine you make a full male party, and then that means that 2 people have the same voice every time. We would like to try and play around with the voice pitch, voice sliders, stuff like that. So this is not something that we have confirmed yet, but we have it in our backlog. We will need to work on that at some point, see if it's possible. Solasta 2 will not go up all the way to level 20. It will only go up to level 10 because a lot of the games and the campaigns, even official ones on tabletop, only go to level usually 12, 14. 10 is basically every level we add is very expensive because you add more features, like class features. You also add more spells every 2 levels. So, adding level 11 means adding a whole new level spell. And also, that also means you need to add more monsters because, when you're level 10, you're not going to want to bash orcs or goblins. You're going to have to face dragons or nagas or stuff like that, right? Like the high level stuff. So that means that suddenly you need to also make the monsters. And then, because you make the monsters, you need to put them in a level. You're not going to go into the same level again and put the nagas here or put the hydra there, right? So you need to make a new level. And because you put a new level, you need to make a more story, right? Quest to go there, for a reason. So it is a never-ending cycle, right? So at some point we need to cut it and say, okay, we are stopping here. That's a good way to end the story. Also, I see, yes, some people are saying level 20, you're like a demigod. That's true. On tabletop, you have a dungeon masters telling you that, oh, well, you want to like teleport to the plane of fire. All right, I know what the plane of fire looks like. I'm gonna say that you arrive there, fire elementals like waiting for you, and jinns and ifrits and whatever. A computer cannot do that. A computer only can do whatever you gave it in the first place. So if you never made a plane of fire level, then you cannot teleport to a plane of fire, right? So that's gonna be how it goes. Is Celeste 2 going to be multi-platform compatible when multiplayer drops? So multiplayer will drop during the early access. Early access will only be around on Steam. So at the beginning, when the co-op drops, it's only going to be between Steam players. In the future, just like in Celeste 1, we would love to add multi-platform compatibility so you can play with other people. But there is a lot of restrictions when you do this. So for example, like I remember PlayStation has a lot of requirements so that you can play between PlayStation and PC. So that makes it more complicated. For example, if you look at BG3, I think their cross-platform compatibility with PlayStation only came 2 years after launch or something, whereas it was already compatible between Xbox and PC much sooner. So all of that. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now is we are going to start doing a first poll for the giveaway, and I'm gonna select 2 winners. So if you haven't signed up already, you can go onto the link that is pinned in the chat, and you can sign up for that. Make sure you only sign up once, because if you are a duplicate, you will not be selected. So that means that if you are on Twitch and on YouTube, do not sign up twice, because you are the same person. And if I roll on you and that you have 2 entries, you are going to be disqualified. All right, there we go. So I currently have around a bit more than 200 people participating. So I will roll the dice. RNG generator. There we go. Between 1 and 224. And the first roll is going to be 200. 200 being Pulpax El Diablo. So Pulpax El Diablo, can you actually give a sign in the chat? If you are not saying anything, I will give it to someone else. Oh, I see you. All right, so you are winner number 1. Congratulations. And we're gonna pull a second person, which is going to be generate 96. 96 is a Baron XP. So Baron XP, if you can talk in the chat, Baron. I'm looking for a Baron XP. Oh, and I see him. All right, we got the 2 winners. So we are going to do more polls in the future. You don't need to sign up again. The list is still here. So for those who haven't won, don't worry. We'll be doing more polls right after. Okay, so we had Mathieu being live, and now we're gonna bring someone else to the chat, and I will be looking for them. Give me a second. Eleanor, est-ce que tu veux participer un peu? Ah, plus tard alors du coup? D'accord. Bah Karim, tu veux venir? Ok. Et Thierry après. Ça marche dans le sens où ils t'entendent, ils m'entendent, et tu as un petit micro ici que tu mets devant ta bouche. Que tu tiens devant ta bouche. All right. So, hello everyone. So enjoy the French that you heard for a bit of a moment. We are moving back to our screen. Exactly. So apparently the camera is a little bit unfocused for some reason. Well, we'll see if it fixes itself. Whatever, we'll see. Doesn't matter. So we have today Karim joining us. He is not very often on stream, but he is one of the more important person here around because he is our technical director. So anytime that there's a feature to be done, anytime there's bugs to be fixed as well, he is the one tanking a lot of it with his team. So Karim, please tell our friends here, what does a day look to you when you come to work?
Well, it very much depends on what the period is, like today or the day before or after the launch are usually very, very much debug, like, so we're investigating issues, digging, oh, this user has crashed, and apparently they were on this map doing this fight and with this character, so what? So yeah, a lot of investigations. But other times it will be planning, coordinating with other departments, art, narration, design, to review some stuff, design some features, plan long-term features for the game as well.
Such as multiplayer, right?
Such as multiplayer.
A lot of people are asking about it. We haven't given a date yet, but I know you guys are working hard on it.
Yeah. And we've played around with it internally. Hopefully it's going to be as fun as Intelasta.
True.
First of its name. But yeah, can't wait to have it released so I can play the game myself.
That's true, right? Like, I do remember, even in the demo, we had a little bit of multiplayer working here and there, but it was like a little bit rough, right?
Well, it wasn't ready to ship at that time, but we could play the full demo in multiplayer.
Yeah, see? So it was playable, meaning that, don't worry, it should come at some point.
Yeah.
We're not just starting from zero being like, oh shit, let's add multiplayer now. Another thing that we might be wondering, a lot of players will be wondering, is what about flight? Where are we with the flight system?
Flight systems, they're working well for creatures in combat, and we have yet to implement this for players, especially when you're playing in what we call direct control, where you like run around with the WSAD or
joysticks,
gamepad or stuff like that. How does it feel like, especially since the rest of the party must follow you? Do they run somewhere where they can? Do they fly as well? Are you stuck to the ground? So there are still some design questions we haven't answered.
Absolutely.
But it's gonna come soon enough.
Yeah. I see some people asking, is like, what's the funniest glitch or issue you've seen so far that you remember? I'm sure we've seen a lot, right?
Yeah, it's like asking for a joke, you know? There are so many of them that when you're put in the spotlight, usually it's the ones that you can't guess the reason why the bug is happening. And so you have something very obvious happening. I don't have an example of that.
Oh, it's okay. You don't. I know I'm putting you a little bit on the spot.
There are a few we had with the team, and we had some kind of competition of bug of the year, where the path from what you observe as the bug from the place it actually started can be so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, I have an example actually. We fixed one 2 or 3 days ago, where there was this issue on a map where if you ambushed enemies, one character could get stuck and couldn't progress, like the character would be stuck forever. And we narrowed it down to a specific cliff where if you were there, it would cause the issue, and by digging, we actually did bug. But the cliff portion where you was actually the 0, 0, 0 of the map, like the origin of the map, and none of our maps in the game have a playable 0, 0, 0. So this place in this map, if you started a fight there, would say, oh, 0, 0, 0, that's not valid. Like, nobody plays at 0, so just don't do anything. Broke the game.
All right, so as you can see, like, this is what our engineer have to deal with sometime, which is like freaking voodoo magic for people who are like us. Sometimes we're like, what the hell is David talking about? It's like those things. It is very crazy when we like ask, for example, we're like, oh, our player is saying that he can't do this and it's blocked and stuff like that. And it's like, then they go into the explanation of like, oh wait, how is that even linked to the problem? It's like, oh yeah, but it's obvious. It's like this. It's like, oh okay.
And also we like to have friendly banters with the designers that always use systems not the way they were designed for, and they find workarounds, and but I know it's a door, but if I actually place the door sideways and you climb on it, and when you click it opens, it catapults your character there, and it's fun, right? And, oh no, please don't do that.
He's gonna crash the game.
Breaking everything.
Yeah, I remember Celeste 1, we had something crazy, like, I don't remember, it was something completely stupid, where I think it was a lamp, and the model of the lamp was like reusing a house, which was like squeezed down to like a small size, but still had the same amount of polygons. So basically the lamp would like completely crash the level because the performance would be horrible. It would be like there's like 40 houses next to each other or something. Like those kind of things where you're like, it's smart, but it's actually not that smart.
It works, but it shouldn't.
Yeah. Those kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that's fun, and that's why I love this job. And CTO is very fun because I get to see the whole process, every team, the art, the design, the technical side of things, and help everyone reach their goals, hopefully.
Yeah, because like Matthew said earlier, like a lot of us are very, very like, multitask and doing a lot of things on different field. And sorry, I was going to say Thierry. That's not Thierry. That's that's Karim. Karim is very much like this, where, for example, he does not only take the design from the game designer to make a feature. He actually exchanged with them, being like, "Are you sure that you want to do it this way? Because there might be issues that or this if you do it like this, and then it might be causing problem in the future. Or are you sure you thought about like you might in the future want this, right?" And then they're like, "Oh yeah, of course." It's like, okay, then we need to add that on top of it. So he's also the one who unfortunately has to like see all the features getting cut when there's too much that is asked. So can you give us an example of something that we would have liked to have, but it's maybe a bit too much, right?
We had this huge conversation at the beginning of the game about swimming, playing underwater, and that would have cost so much time to have something cool that we had to cut it. But yeah, it's those kind of things. But usually we're pretty aligned on what we want to do, and it's always a pleasure to have trust from others, like the design team, and they're just like, "Hey, I would like to have some stealth, but we don't really care how, and we can design things in the technical team, and we put them together." So it's very involved. Also, on what you said earlier, for the cutscenes recently, the whole animation pipeline, I got to play some animations.
True.
To build the systems and how we're going to capture the animations, mocap, and some of the monsters jumping around in cutscenes or party members sometimes.
Karim is one of our models when it comes to the very, very homemade animation capture that we're doing. Because remember, I've seen some streamers already. I know that compared to Baldur's Gate 3, for example, or animation are a little bit rough, but you have to remember because we are making things with, dust and dreams, with strings and stuff like this. But it does look much better than Celeste 1. So,
it does.
small steps in the future. Maybe we'll have like a dedicated room for that and not just doing it in the kitchen or in the...
we rent places.
We do rent places, that's true.
But we're happy to have been able to improve so many things. We want to do so much more. And it's going to depend on you guys, basically. But thanks for everything so far.
That's we already said is a lot of how big the game gets also depends on the reception. Because of course, like we have the budget. Don't worry about that, by the way, because I know like a lot of games nowadays, there is a lot of people who are like, oh, but the game will never release in 1.0, whatever. We already have a plan up to 1.0 with a budget to up to 1.0. It's just like in Celeste 1 when we did the Kickstarter, where it's like we have enough for the game already. Kickstarter is here to add more stuff. Basically, it's the same here, where our early access has a plan to move up to 1.0, and depending on how many additional sales we make, we might be able to add more stuff, and that's very cool. We have, and I think I will get Eleonore soon after, who is our director of production, have a plan with what we call drawers. Drawer number 1 is the base up to 1.0. Drawer number 2 is the bonus. And then drawer number 3 is more bonus and all that kind of thing, where it's basically how we can work because we know what's what we must make and then what we could make.
Yeah, what we want to make.
Yes, well, we want to make everything, right? What would be one thing that you would love to have in game if it was just up to you? And maybe it's something that we couldn't probably make, right?
Probably more motion capture in cutscenes. I've come to fall in love with cutscenes and narration overall.
Yeah.
Working on this game. In Solasta it was what it was, but here we tried to do something better, and yeah, having more of that would be cool, especially being able to play in multiplayer a bit more with it, something interactive, stuff like that, but that's not on the... Well,
yeah, that's at the moment that's bonus, right?
Yeah,
it's something
yeah.
we would like to have, but like everything. Is there anything you want to? Oh, sorry.
I think we, if we can get it to work, I'd love to have jump in multiplayer as well.
I'll jump in, like
yeah,
not
join. Like you can have someone drop in, play a few hours, and drop off, and you just keep going. That's something we couldn't do in Solasta, given the fact that we added multiplayer on top of the game. But here I still have hopes that we can make it work.
Yeah, that would be cool. Is there anything you want to say to the players before we wrap this up?
Thanks for the support, guys and gals. It's always a pleasure to see everyone play the game, enjoy it, give us feedback so we can tinker with it, find the best place to keep moving forward. And yeah, overall, just a big thanks.
All right, thank you very much, Karim.
Thanks. Yeah,
all right. I will be checking out the camera focus to see why the hell it's going kind of poo-poo right now. Configure video. Okay, so hopefully I don't like make the video crash or anything, because otherwise it would be very stupid. Let's see. Gonna do something very stupid. All right, now it's completely off. All right. Is this fixed? It doesn't look like it changed anything. Great, whatever. It's a quality, not a focus issue. It's possible. I think the camera might be a bit zoomed in. Is it? Oh yeah, the camera is actually not in 16:9. So it had to be a bit zoomed. It is what it is. You'll just have to do with our ugly mug being a little bit iffy. Fix does not change. Exactly. Yeah, it's more like you're 4020 instead of 1080p. It's weird though. I'm pretty sure the camera should be better quality than this. I don't remember it being so shit. No, so zoom is it's not zoomed in. So I guess it's just that. Yep, I guess that's just how it is. Well, sorry about that, folks. I'm pretty sure that just blend your face with another. Exactly. Okay, I'm gonna grab someone else because like otherwise we have around like 15 people who want to like say hello today. Not everyone's gonna stay that long. Don't worry about this. Some people just want to come in and get out. So I'm going to try to grab someone else. I'm just gonna BRB. Right, there we go. Let me just grab someone else. Thierry, tu voulais passer? Désolé.
No.
All right, Thierry, just put that in front of your mouth.
Hello, guys.
Hello. So, who is Thierry? Thierry, you've seen him already in one of our previous streams. Thierry is our art director. Thierry, so you are the one behind the design, art design and art decision of everything that has to do with the game, right?
Yes, exactly. Sometimes it's really difficult, but yes, I make all the choice and discuss with Emil, with a lot of people in the company. Yes, and sometimes it's really difficult to make some choice, but we make and we keep this direction for the game.
So, for example, one of the things that a lot of people have been asking is about the Cyclus, this new creature
Exactly.
on the world of Neokos. What inspiration did you have when you decided to work on the Cyclus?
We discussed a lot with the writer about this new ancestry. We was thinking about what can be a new ancestry from the ground, and one can bring them into life. So we think about the stone, we think about the earth, and there is another one, but we cannot talk about
yes,
it yet.
True. That's the
Exactly. But this one is opposite of the other one. So we make this choice about earth, how they can be built, how they can be in evil version. So it was something. Yes, we discuss a lot about this concept art. We make a lot of research because we make some research about the dinosaur and even some other creature, and after that we return in this one, the one you like, because I see there is a really good review on this ancestry.
Yeah, a lot of people even want to play Cyclus in the future, but
Exactly.
it's a bit difficult, right? Because making them player friendly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We think about it, but I cannot answer about this one.
Yes. No, if we confirm anything, we will get killed by
no
our...
confirmation, nothing. Just a good reflection of this, and I'm really happy you like this ancestry. It's really cool to work on.
Yes. So as Thierry have said, he has hinted to another ancestry that we have not shown, but basically there is two native ancestry to Neokos. And basically they are like, one is the opposite of the other. So you already know the Cyclus, and the other has not been revealed yet, but we're very excited to show you that in a later stage. Yeah. Right now, I know Thierry is very much working on it, and there's a lot of discussion about how it should look like.
Yes, exactly. But there is some point really important. It will be the invert of the C-class.
Yes.
So they can bring something really interesting of these characters. And yeah, you will see. I cannot speak about it.
Yeah, we cannot speak about it too. I see also a lot of people who like the kobold in the demo.
Yeah. But it's really, in fact, it's really interesting to work on D&D, not on D&D, but to think about D&D things, or all the lore, all the background, and to rethink to Solastar, because we create some new things.
Yes.
All the concept art, there is something made, there is some art direction already made, there is a lot of game, a lot of books, but my job is to say, okay, we got everything on this, we need to make our own ancestry, our own design, and it's really important for me. So I make a lot of research, even in animals, even in dinosaurs, even a lot of things, a lot of art from another artist, and I mix everything, and this brings me to this new art. So it's why.
Yes, this is very important because we have a lot of things to balance. Because D&D and D&D players have expectations of how something should look like, but at the same time, we don't want to just copy-paste, right? That would be boring.
No, it's really important.
So that's where Thierry's work come in, where he is we are inspiring ourselves of the media that exists online, on the books and stuff like that, and we want to keep the main aspect of that creature so that it's still recognizable, but with a spin on it so that we know it's from Solastar and not just from any book.
No,
of D&D.
and I think the most difficult is, there is an aspect, because yes, there is already a design for each character you can see on D&D. But the most really difficult is the people. How can people reflect or think of this creature? And this we need to keep on to bring some new aspect design of the creature, but the most difficult thing is people will accept if they like or not, because each people like this kind of design. I like this one.
That's true.
Yes,
we had a lot of discussions in the past, notably on a lot of different things. Sometimes we're not always agreeing on stuff, which is normal, right? Because Thierry wants to bring new things, sometimes very bold approach. When someone like me, who is very D&D, a fiend of D&D, is maybe a lot more conservative. So there has to be a a careful balance between
Exactly.
not going too hard on the different things,
yeah.
but at the same time not being too safe and
Yeah.
making something just like basically basic, right?
Yes, exactly.
So, and sometimes there's also other issue, like some other changes that must be made. For example, sometimes it's tech related. So I remember, for example, that in the past we wanted to have the elves of Solasta have very long eyebrows, a little bit like World of Warcraft, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we couldn't because it was making issues with the faces.
It made issue for the faces, but it was really a choice without thinking about the other game. It is maybe something unconscious to bring me to, okay, when I think about the elf, I think about something really thin, really smooth, beautiful, and I think this eyebrow can be long and something like this. And after that, okay, we start to make it, to put it in production, but this brings some difficulty in the game, so I say, okay, this is not a good idea. And there is the most important thing, we are not a big company. We are so it's really difficult for us to maintain all this design and this difficulty.
It's like, you know, Larian said, sometimes it's like, it's like, you know, it was a bug, but now it's like a feature, right? But that is also because they have the manpower behind to make that bug into an actual feature, make it look good, make it look natural.
Exactly.
For us, it's more difficult. So sometimes it's like, okay, it just doesn't work, and it's a little bit of shame, but we just have to, like, you know, you know, put it back on and like that. But it's that is interesting because you will see a lot of things in the game, and sometimes you will not like necessarily like everything, and that's normal. That's also the part where creativity is what it is. It's to avoid being too safe and always doing the safe things.
Exactly.
If you do only the safe things, you know at the end of the day it's going to get boring because everyone plays it safe.
Yeah.
But that is where being a small studio and having people with strong creativity, being without too much limits on the side, are able to bring. And because of that, it means that some things may be a bit too bold. It's okay. It will happen. And some people will love it. Some people will not like it so much. And that's fine as well.
Exactly.
So is there anything, Thierry, you want to say to the community before we go on to talk to someone else?
Oh, I'm really happy for the game is out, for the early access is out for sure, and for sure, like our president. But this will be really important for me to see what will come after, and I will happy to have your feedback. Don't stop to communicate and talk. Yes.
Yeah, that is a good thing. Feedback, people. We have on our website a form, basically a ticket system, right? For bugs and feedback. So if you want to reach out to us, the easiest way and the most efficient way is to go to the website, go to the support page and create a ticket. There's a ticket for feedback, there's a ticket for bug, and this will help us just have a very big list of all the things. And if we see like something coming up very often, we're like, okay, then maybe people want that, right? Final thing before you leave, because I see a lot of people praising you. There's someone I've seen that's asking for a mohawk. So keep that in mind next time when we're creating more.
You will see.
We'll see. All right. All right. Thank you very much, Thierry. Goodbye. All right, people. So let me just, as we talked about this, I'll be showing you the little thing that we were talking about. Sorry about this. It was this here. So the support page will look like this. And as you can see, there is known issues. And there's stuff like, for example, some people couldn't access the game because of Windows Defender. So for example, so anytime you have an issue with the game, right, you are going to go there and check out. So known issues for the patch bugs. For example, it could be in this game version, zombies don't move. Okay, so you might just want to look at this and be like, okay. And then there's the more annoying issues, such as the game just crashes or the game doesn't start and stuff like that. The biggest thing that you need to remember is this button here, submit feedback and report a bug. So how to is here in case you need like guidance on how to do that. But otherwise, you just click on that. You don't need to log in. There's no login, no whatsoever. You just put your bug. And very important, if you report a bug, we need a save file. Without a save file, it's not going to be very easy to find the bug and fix it. All right, I see someone asking for the roadmap. So just put it back here again. The roadmap is now visible on our Steam page. You can go on the Steam page. It is a little bit hidden. It's like, when you start the page, there is going to be the what's in the early access visual. You can click on the little arrow and it will also show you the roadmap. So as you can see now, we are in early access release. I'm not going to go again and talk about what's in it, but you can see that our first update is going to be aiming for Q3, and apparently we already said it, so sorry, we are allowed to say it. First update, first large update is going to be multiplayer. It's going to be multiplayer, one new class, more customization, and new world events. That is patch number 1. Patch number 2, which comes later in 2026, is going to be 2 new ancestry, another new class, increasing the level cap to level 6, starting Act 2, so a lot more story as well, and adding the crafting system. And then we want to do probably another big update until we do the 1.0. One thing to keep in mind as well is we'll be doing community contest, and end of this month or beginning of next month, I want to start the new contest, which is going to be to add new world event designed by you guys. So you might be able to actually put a part of you in the game by creating a random encounter. So is it going to be just a lore event? Are you going to add skill checks? Maybe even combat? This is something that you might want to work with. So we will talk more about it when we go back to it and when we arrive in early April. And of course, everything is credited. So when we do the event, you will have your name signed in it and in the credits. So don't worry about that. We're not just stealing the ideas and passing them as our own. I will be bringing in another person. So be right back and we'll see. Next, c'est Thomas. Thomas, tu voulais passer? Tu veux passer toi aussi? Non? All right. So our very tall guest today here is Thomas. Thomas, what is your job here at Tactical?
Hello, I'm Thomas and I'm a graphics programmer here at Tactical Adventures.
So what does a graphical engineer do? I'm sure that a lot of people don't really know what it is.
Yeah, so I'm working on the rendering part of our code base, and usually the technical artist and the director artistic comes to me when they have some things they want to be customly made for the game, like the nice clouds you can see during the Ferrandra monastery. And everything related to the world map.
Yeah. So for those who might not be very familiar with the game development and stuff like that, so artists cannot just want cloud and will cloud into the game, right? Like there needs to be a system to actually make those clouds. Thomas is basically the person who make these things happen. So it make these things possible. For example, Solasa 1, the day and night cycle, was Thomas to implement, right? The cloud system, the world map, everything you see, like the little effects. Thomas is not the one doing the effects, but he's making the system so that the artist can put the effects in. So he is basically the link between the actual game and the artist wanting to put things in the game, which is very important. And he's also, I think, the one who yell at people when they are putting things that make the game performance go nuts.
Yeah.
Because suddenly there's like 50 lights in the same scene and everything lags.
Yeah, shadow casting lights are a pain, and usually I'm looking for them.
Yes. I know that it's been a very big hunt, notably because of trying to optimize for Steam Deck, for example, right? And those things are like, oh, why is the cutscene suddenly like going 15 FPS? And you realize, oh, there's like 20 extra lights that shouldn't be there and stuff like this. Because, of course, when a lot of artists or designers make the scene, they don't really care too much about performance. They just wanted to make it look good.
Yeah, and there are also a lot of back and forth during the production of the cutscenes, so it's not really their fault. It's just the way it is done. It's a very iterative process, so we have to make sure, we have to put in some checks
to make sure that nothing goes crazy.
Exactly.
So yeah. Thomas is also a very big fan of Alien.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put it out there. And there's another thing called Babylon.
Babylon 5.
Well, Babylon 5. So
yeah, it's the best TV show ever.
So if you want to flame him for his taste, go ahead. It's just he just loves those shows so much. Anyway.
I'm misunderstood by my colleagues who don't know the real good stuff here.
Yeah, he's constantly being nagged because of his taste, and we're like, oh, Babylon 5, I see that some people actually do know Babylon 5, and they've been saying it was great. So you do have people supporting you in the fan base. That's good. That's good. All right. So Thomas, is there anything you want to say to the community, or even ask the community?
First of all, thank you for being there with us, and it's cool that I can see your comments right now. I've seen a few questions, but I know Firefly, yes, I like it, but don't really like the showrunner, Josh Whedon. I don't really like him, so I tend to not like this series after all. And Alien 4 also has the same issue, but I think the community is great, and I thank you for being here, testing our game, and enjoying with us. Our results.
And thank you very much, Thomas. So now you get to know what a graphic programmer, not designer, graphic programmer does. And you know that it is very important to have him here. He's very hard to replace. Even though he likes shit shows, we cannot replace him.
I'm going now.
He's going. All right, we're going. Oh yeah, I still have the BRB grabbing a snack. I will never get that snack. Because as you can imagine, everyone right now in the studio are drinking beer and having snacks. And I'm sitting here with you guys, which I wouldn't trade for the world. And this is not just lip service. This is because I'm still not that hungry, but at some point I'll have to probably grab a snack. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab a snack before we get to our next person, just to see what's able to be eaten there. Est-ce qu'il y a d'autres gens qui doivent y aller automatiquement ou... T'as dit quoi? Yeah. Qui doivent. Ok, je vais juste prendre un truc à manger. Ah, les deux? Ok, pas de souci. Vous serez les prochaines. Je vais juste prendre. Okay, so it's possible that you can still hear us, but it's not intended. I just forgot to mute the mic, so sorry if you do that. Yeah, manger. Je vais prendre un truc et repartir. Ah, des tomates. Il a pas fait tout ça comme donc je pense qu'ils nous entendent. C'est ça. Mais ils comprennent pas le français non plus. C'est ça. Je vais prendre des chips et je m'en vais. Ok, je vais d'abord passer. Tu peux checker si on nous entend dans le microphone? Est-ce que tu m'entends là si je parle? Non, c'est bon. Enfin, dans le, tu n'entends pas le. On entend? Bon, bah ils entendent tout quoi. Allez, let's go. Bah écoute, j'ai la dalle moi aussi. Don't worry, I'm not going to the toilets. I'm not going to get banned by Twitch. So you could hear the complete noise that we had. I am joined by two beautiful ladies.
Hi.
And one microphone, so you have to share.
Okay, no worries.
All right. So,
Thank you.
we are now joined by Zarina and by Aurélie. So, Zarina, what is your job here at Tactical Adventure?
My job is a QA manager, which means I have a team of testers who test the game every day. And basically that's it.
And what about you already? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm a UX designer. That means my job is to make sure that everything is clear for you and that you enjoy the game. So I contribute to the design, especially the UI and the interaction. And I also conduct playtests. So maybe some of you have met me before.
Exactly. So as you can imagine, UX designer is something that we did not have in Solasta 1. And I remember that I was also kind of the one driving the feedback from the community, being like, they don't understand this, we need to change that. But because as a community manager, I have tons of other things that I need to do, I was not very much on top of that. Thanks to God, we do now have a UX manager, which is Aurélie, and that is why the presentation is just so much cleaner now. You have seen that the keywords are highlighted, you've seen that it is explained, you see that there's a lot of things that are much more clean for such the tutorials, being very clear about, hey, if you do this, it does this, stuff like that. The wording also more clean, because before it was kind of like whatever we typed in the in the localization file, and it didn't really like have any logic behind it. So Aurélie is basically the keeper of what the player experience, what the player experience currently is by doing the playtests, making sure that we can understand okay, I'm not grabbing a snack anymore. Let me just hide this. Oop, button. I do it. So yeah, it's like she makes sure that we know what the players think about certain part of the game. She puts up plans with the designers and the rest of the team to fix that problem. And then she ensures that the problem is no longer there. Very important to like kind of destroy the little pain points that might be like frustrating to the players. And second thing also is Aurélie is the one working on the analytics with the help of the programmers. So that this time we just don't rely on the forums being like, hey, I actually crash when I get there. But we do have numbers with the funnel saying, hey, 80% of the players die when they get there. What's there? Oh, it's a boss. Well, maybe the boss is a bit too strong, right?
Yeah, maybe that could be linked.
So 1 week after the launch, next week, she will be back to the rest of the team with a big presentation to tell us where things are kind of iffy, where things are good. Hopefully everywhere is good, so she will not have to do anything and she can just go on vacation. That's what we all hope. But I know that there's always going to be small tweaks that we'll have to do. So yeah, sorry, Chips ASMR, I forgot that my mic picks up everything. So obviously, sorry about the chips. And because we talked a lot about Aurélie, we're going to talk a lot about Zarina. Zarina is our lovely QA lead, and she is the one who goes over all the billions of bugs we send her. So you might sometimes, a lot of you who don't really know the industry might be thinking, why is the game bugged? Is the QA not finding the bugs? Oh, no. Very often the QA found the bug. It's just we didn't have the time to fix them because there's just so many, right? So, Zarina's job is not only to find the bugs with her team, she's also the one centralizing the bugs brought up by the team, by the veterans, by the content creators we see on the stream, by the players, so lots of bugs. And then to basically gather them, make sure that there's not too many duplicates, because of course if 50 people report a bug, it's going to be 50 bugs, but technically it's only one same issue. So we also have to kind of clean that up. And then also she is the one helping with the priority with the help of the production team. So the production team might be like, oh, this is like a priority for us, and Zarina might be saying, yeah, but this crashes the game. So in that case, it crashes the game and we can redo that crash 100% of the time. So in that case, that means that, hey, if one place always crashes, it's a big problem.
Yeah.
So,
and also now I can complain to Aurélie if I don't understand something, and then she will work on it.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Because you have to remember, because in the past we didn't have any user UX designer, there is also the fact that there's a lot of things that are not explained. So we had to go back to our like own internal wiki, trying to find the information. 9 times out of 10, the information was outdated because we designed that like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So then the QA is like, is it intended or is it bugged? Because like, maybe it's like intended for that creature to not have a range attack. Maybe it's bugged, maybe they have one, they don't use it. So it's very annoying when that kind of thing happens. Thankfully, Aurélie also helps a lot with the documentation. Thank you, Aurélie. Thank you for being there in our asset too.
That's very nice, but I am not the only one responsible for everything. We work with a partner for UI, and
yes,
of course, everybody's do a lot of things to improve the UX of the games. Much collective effort. And thank you very much, Zarina, too, because she's point me a lot of time on UX issue, like the QA team don't really understand, and that's when I can discover other that's good enough. So.
Yeah, because the QA also has the same problem as you players, right? It's like we just discovered that maybe a month or two earlier when we're like, not really sure, like people will understand the level right now, and I think that we will have one level in mind when we think about that, and you guys will have to tell us if you understand the level, because sometimes it's like designers have worked on the same level for 2 months, so they know it by heart, they know where to go, they know what to do, and it kind of feel natural for them, so they're like, they forget to like, the players don't have the same context. So then QA comes in and they're like, we're lost, we don't know what to do. And some of you might be thinking, oh, it's like journalists being so stupid they can't read. It's like, no, sometimes it's like, there's really no information. And then we're like, okay, I don't know what to do. It's like, oh, have you tried clicking on that? Why would I click on that? It's like, it's a rock in the middle of nowhere and I have to click on it somehow? It's like, yeah, you need to pick up the artifact. It's like, okay. So QA bring up these issues, and then we have like Aurélie go to the designers being like, oop, problem. And then we have QA test again, etc., etc. So, all right. Is there anything that you girls want to say to the community before we move on?
Yeah, just wanted to say hello, actually, and just thank you very much for all your support, because it means a lot to us, and also we put a lot of love in this game, so I hope you will enjoy your adventure. So thank you, guys.
I'd like to say nice to meet you too, and thank you a lot for your support and your help. It's very important for us to have feedback. So if something bugs you in the game and you don't understand something, it's really important that you go to the Discord forum and tell Emile about that. And I also hope you will have a lot of fun in Solasta too.
So message on behalf of those two, go to our website, support page, and create tickets for feedback, bugs, all that kind of thing. And to help Zarina so that she doesn't hang herself, please, please, please add a save file whenever you put a bug. Because if there's no save file, Zarina with her 2,000 bugs, swimming inside, it's like she's not gonna be able to like retry to make those bugs happen when there's like no save attached, because it's just too time consuming. All right, thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I'm going to try to bring someone else now. You're gonna have to hear a little bit of Chips ASMR, and I apologize. Sorry, I need to check something. Apparently, oh, let me not click the gone button. So because you guys seem to enjoy when you have the microphone going around the studio, I'm not gonna mute it. You'll just hear French. So right now, apparently, the stream is down on the Steam page. So we're gonna just quickly check what Robo Streamer is doing. Okay, Steam broadcast channel, it is supposed to be live. Let me check. It doesn't look to be live. That is annoying. It's lost a 2. So, just explaining what I'm doing right now on the Steam page. As you know, we usually have a stream loop going on. and apparently it's not working on the Solasta page anymore. Can you guys in the chat let me know if Olaf's Steam is down when it comes to, like, you know, basically you go on the page. Stream is back. Stream is live. Okay, stream is live on Steam, so it's probably just a local issue. All right, well, good. Okay, I'm gonna try to get someone else, and I have my eyes set on someone called Xavier. Xavier, tu veux venir? Yes. So Xavier, you know very well, right? From now, you know very well by now who Xavier is. Xavier is. Yep, Xavier, you're gonna grab the little microphone here and put it. Where's your mouse? It's just simple. You just. Yeah. All right. Xavier, who are you for the few people who haven't seen you yet?
Oh, I am the game director of the game.
Oh, just that.
Just that. I'm very invested in the everything narrative, but also the game experience as a whole.
Yeah, so Xavier has a lot of what we call in French casquette, so a lot of hats. Yep. One hat being game design, one hat being game level design, one hat being narration, whole lot of things. He's making sure that the game actually works the way that we want it to work, and that it gives the story and the experience that we want to give, right?
Yep.
I feel like the camera is getting shittier and shittier by the time like I sit down and I don't know why the hell is happening. But that's just how it goes. We are scuff streaming. It's okay. That's just how it goes. We're not professional streamers.
I think the camera gets drunk.
I tried to see like if it was a focus, but apparently it's just a quality that is not good enough because it's too zoomed or something. Maybe I'll ask.
I have the same at home. It works perfectly well.
Yeah, I might ask our friendly IT who is working in the shadow, helping.
Dwarf Paladin.
Once we are done with this interview. Yeah, Dwarf Paladin, right? Because Xavier, as you might know, is also DMing 2 campaigns at once in the same basically setting.
Yes.
One with me, Ines, so Christo, which who is our IT manager, officer, and Timothée, who is not going to be joining us today, I think. Who is a developer.
Yep.
And then the second group is Victoria, right?
Yes.
One of our level designer. We have
Nicolas,
our cutscene artist, who might drop by. We have Baptiste, who is one of our senior or even now lead programmer, if I remember. And we also have.
Estelle Darnaud, who is a motion capture performer.
Exactly. So one of the person that is behind the different animation you see.
Yeah.
But not by coding it, by performing them.
Exactly.
A bit better than when we do it like ourselves. But that's also our job.
So now I call people of the team as their character because it's funnier.
Yeah. So
you're the drunk monk.
I am the drunk monk. I am not the. Okay. So we are not. I'm not playing a drunken master. So let's not make stereotypes. It's just I made a very angry and miserable noble who happened to be a monk. The fact that he's drunk has nothing to do with the fact that he has monk powers. So yeah.
Yep.
Being drunk does not benefit him. It's just that he's miserable. So all good. You know, the good things. And the campaign is happening in Solasta as well, in Galavan after the.
Yeah, between the 2 games, kind of.
Is it between or after Palace of Ice?
Oh, it is after Palace of Ice.
Okay, sorry, between 2 games, not between the 2 DLCs. Sorry about that. Yeah, so after Palace of Ice, after spoiler, after the Sorax have been beaten and the demons have beaten.
Oh, you're spoiling everything. Well, you've all played Solasta.
Yeah, you've all played Solasta, right? You've all played Solasta 1. Big Bad is the Sorax. You beat the Sorax. End of the story. And we're playing after that. So yeah. So Xavier, can you tell people what a typical day looks like when you come at work?
What?
Yeah, something like a day-to-day in the life of Xavier at work.
Yeah, well, generally I arrive a bit early because I take a train and I have to come earlier than most people. So there's like generally 5 to 4 people who are, a lot of them are in the design team actually. And what to say? I start my computer and I go make a coffee, chat a little with everyone in the team and shake hands, and nothing very special, you know. I just look at my emails if there's anything urgent, and I prepare my day. We have this daily meeting, so I have to remember what I did the day before, take notes, and prepare to explain to everyone what I did.
Oh, we're missing Polo, who
My
is
right-hand man.
Exactly. I thought we might be able to grab him, but he is also not a very public man.
Yeah.
He likes being in the shadow.
But he's very creative and is a great
Yes.
guy. We're fortunate to have him.
So, what do you work on once you are starting after your coffee and everything?
Well, it really depends on where we are in the.
Yeah, give us
in
some
the game.
examples. It's okay.
Well, these days, you know, I'm working a lot on writing the follow-up of the story, because we have a lot of quests and stuff that are already written, but not really the dialogue and everything. So I'm coordinating the writing. And yeah, that's a lot what I do these days. I also played the build recently to help finding bugs and solving them. And there are a lot of management, because yeah, we have. I'm leading the design team, so
you review the levels, for example, right? Stuff like
yeah,
this.
we have level reviews. So the game designers present a first draft and what's planned for the experience in a level, and then we have to present it to our team to validate. And I take part in that and many other meetings.
That's true. We have a lot of meetings sometimes because right now, as you can imagine, because we just released the early access, we are also preparing for the next updates, and that also means that everything that's not in this version right now needs to also be worked on, right? So we have a lot of levels we have to, you know, develop as well. So the level designers are on those levels. We need to make sure that, you know, all the guys that are in, like, you know, the guys at the top need to review the levels together, make sure that it fits the idea we have of it. Is it possible to do? For example, the programmers like Karim might be like, do we have the tools to do them, or do we need new tools? The person that is Eleonore, so you know, the director of production might be like, do we have the time to do this? Like, is it too big?
And the money to do this.
Yes, and then Xavier might be also, is it interesting to do this? Is the you know, the quest inside interesting? Are the fight looking good? All that kind of thing. So there's a lot of different angles to which we're going to poke and prod at this, you know, level brief, and see at the end of the day if we are all agreeing on that. And then, you know, usually it's iteration.
Yeah, there's a lot of iterations.
Yeah, might be too big at first, or, you know, not vertical enough. Maybe sometimes we're like, oh,
you always have an idea of how the game is going to be, and when you build it, you realize it doesn't work the way you expected. So you have to rearrange stuff, and that's a lot of the work is not to be too attached to your first draft, because generally you have to change it.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is now that we're done with the early access content, we took a lot of time to polish it, and suddenly we're back to, okay, these are the 10 things we have to deal with in the coming months, and it's a lot of topics that we have put aside for a while are coming back, like, you know, the armors. It's like, okay, let's do this now. All the armors for the rest of the game. Wait.
Yeah, it's like right now we're in the middle of launching the early access, and we have like those meetings about, how many armors can we get in the next update? It's like, oh wait, I don't know, I don't have the time to think.
Yeah, it's a huge table with lots of ideas, and we have to.
And some of them even like outdated, where it's like, oh, why did we write this again?
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, that's not tagged correctly. Oh, that's why. It's like, so yeah, sometimes it's not very glamour. Like even people like Xavier, who are directors, have to like look at a table with 50 billion entries with like little X to clean up and being like, oh, this is not written correctly. Let me just change the name. Oh, it's tagged as a cloth. It's supposed to be an armor. So, you know, it's 37 people. We need to do everything by hand as well. So, you know, everyone needs to put their little effort in it. And Xavier is also invited in this kind of thing.
Fortunate to do great stuff like working with the voice actors, which is something that I love.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Meeting those great people and working with them, it's a blast, really.
Yeah, a little bit jealous.
yeah. You know,
And,
you've seen all the content we did with Ben Starr and Deborah Wide. That day of shooting was incredible.
Yes, he was sitting behind.
Yeah.
Being like, oh,
having fun all day. I mean, it was a lot of work, but
yeah. You will also see Xavier on Friday, if you're French, with a stream from Mr. MV, who is going to be streaming with the devs. So Xavier will be there.
Yep.
And on next Wednesday, I think, we'll be streaming with Cole Carnage, who have streamed earlier today, who has announced the fact that he wanted to stream with the devs as well. So I don't know exactly if the day is going to be the same or not. I'll let him announce it. But next week we'll be there also, like, for an hour with him to talk a little bit about, like, you know, answering his questions about the game. So there we go. All right, Xavier, do you have anything you want to say to the community before we move on?
Well, thank you a lot for your support and your interest in the game. I hope we bring you something you love, and just know that we are still working on it and fixing everything that's not working well and creating more content and for you to enjoy the game.
All right. Thank you very much, Xavier.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, say goodbye to Xavier. Oh, that's the mouse just falling again. All right, people, we have discussed a little bit. We are going to be doing another giveaway. This time we're going to give 3 keys away. So, reminder, if you haven't signed up already, there is a link on the pinned on the chat for both Twitch and YouTube. So we are going to do this. 3 other keys. Let's go. I'm giving you a few minutes, a few seconds, or actually I'm gonna eat a few chips. So chips ASMR while people sign up, and then I'm going to start rolling. For the moment, we have 316 people signed up, so you have a good chance. 3 keys means 1% chance, approximately. All right, I'm going to start with the first one. So it's out of 318. There we go. And it's number 117. Number 117 is Night 90210. So Night, if you are here, please say something in the chat. Where's Night? Come on, Night. Oh, yo, he said it. Okay. There we go. You have been chosen. Next person. Let me check. We are at 327 now. 327. I see some people signing up twice. Reminder, if you have signed up twice, you're automatically disqualified. Do not sign up twice. 21. I just said do not sign up twice. That Muppet, what are you doing? Sorry, I'm calling you out, but don't do it. 27 is Turok112. 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 Oh, he's here. Oh, good. So he won as well. Just wait a second. I just want to check if I have correctly tagged Night. Yeah, Night has been tagged. Oh, good. And we're going to do one last pull, and then the pulls are going to be at the end of the stream. 169 is Emery Lopes, I guess. Emery Lopes. Where's Emery Lopes? I hope I'm pronouncing it good enough so that Emery Lopes recognize themselves. Because if I'm just pronouncing such, like, too badly, Giving it a few seconds. Emerylopes, hello, hello. We might have our first no-show. Emerylopes is Emerylopes. Emerylopes. I know her, she's my friend, you can give the key to me? No. Nice try. Okay, I'll consider that as a no-show, so I'll redraw. Sorry, Emerylopes. Reroll. 1-6 is Blade Tycon. Blade Tycon is Blade Tycon here. Oh, camera seems to be better. Okay. Oh, Blade Tycon is here. He's go. It's good. Okay. So be there for the next draw, which is going to be in a little bit less than 1 hour. We're gonna draw the 5 remaining keys. So congrats to Blade Tycon. And I'm going to be grabbing someone else. You don't know what the number you have, don't worry. Number is just like for me. You don't know, like if I say winner is number 92, you won't be knowing who 92 is. It's just for me, I get a number, I check the line and I see the name. Camera is trying to focus on the reflection of the glass. Camera is dumb. That's why. Alright. Est-ce qu'on a d'autres gens? Je me rappelle plus. Oh, mais c'est pas grave. Non, mais de toute façon, on n'a pas besoin de passer 3 heures. Alright, so we have a very brief appearance from Baptiste. Do we want to have a... No? No, thank you? Okay. So we are not going to be graced by our 3 artists. We just have Baptiste today. Baptiste, you are?
Hello, I'm Baptiste and I'm a gameplay and tools programmer. Thank you.
Aren't you lead by now?
It's quite cute.
No, just
this mic.
Yeah, don't eat it. Aren't you a lead by now, you said?
I'm lead actually.
He is lead.
I am lead with a small team. So two people in my team of programmers, gameplay and tools programmers. Even though we mostly did features and gameplay and not tools recently because we didn't really have time. But that's okay.
So, for those who don't know, what's the difference between gameplay programmer and tool programmer?
A very good question. Thank you for asking it. Well, it's mostly tools are made for the team, the internal team, so we can easily develop the game and create, I don't know, like buttons that do the stuff instead of hitting like 5 buttons in a row, you know, for a simple action like creating a sheet of a weapon, a monster, or things like that. And gameplay is just for you guys. So when you play the game and you have a monster you want to defeat, so you want to make sure the monster takes the correct amount of damage, or you're healing your party. So obviously both are complementary, because without tools it will take like eternity to develop a game, like you were in the 20s, you know.
So to recap, tools are anything that help people in the studio work faster.
Indeed.
And then gameplay is more like when I hit a monster, he takes damage.
Yes, and it works, hopefully. Otherwise, we also create bugs, so we don't like our work. So, but yes.
So I remember Baptiste, especially in the first game, was pulling his hair out because he was working on a lot of bugs regarding inventory and AC, armor class.
Yes.
And those were 2 systems that were so chaotic.
Yes, AC is a great example, because we have so many interactions in the rule set of D&D that can impact it, like items, classes, spells, and to even just for you when you play as a tabletop player and you have to think about what is the correct amount of AC you've got finally when you just put the numbers and it's the correct equation. Now to translate it into rules that don't break with every like little interaction that you didn't think about, it's really complicated. So we just maybe I lost some air and I won't recover it. But
I remember because like every time there was a bug, like if I go away from like Paladin aura, suddenly like AC goes negative or some shit like this. And I was like, why? What is this happening?
we had some great bugs like this, and I'm sure we will have because we want to handle multi-classing, and obviously we will have some examples.
Oh yeah,
like
we had some great bugs recently about multi-classing where if you multi-classed a certain class for some reason, like the strength of the character would go to 9 or something.
I saw that. So
did you find the reason? Or
no, I'm not even sure. I tackled this one, so maybe it was another dev.
Okay.
Who did, but didn't see this one.
If you run into the bug, just know that we're on it. Hopefully we'll fix it soon.
Yes.
So it's there's some kind of weird interaction if like you do something very specific with the multi-classing, where we had people go from 16 to like 9 strength, and we're like, what the hell? How is that possible? So yeah, voodoo stuff under the hood. That's just what Baptiste and other programmers are working on, right? So no worries. I see a little question that I know is a little bit of a treacherous one because it asks about the tools for the Dungeon Maker, which Dungeon Maker, we know that at the moment, remember we said we would look into it. We really want to have a Dungeon Maker tool, but we cannot promise anything. We need to first finish the campaign. And the question is, when you make tools, are those tools also thought to be potentially used by a Dungeon Maker?
So actually, it may. Because when you think about a tool, you don't obviously you aim the tool to be used by the first users that will be the target of your tools. So obviously, if you're making a tool that is first, the first target for your tool is the inner team developers, you will think about what is great for them to use a tool in terms of workflows or buttons to hit, or they're in such environments. So sometimes it's hard to translate this kind of workflow for end user that will be the players themselves. So you may have to make some adjustments on your tools so it can be shipped into the games. But when you've got some examples, like I was a very fan of the Age of Empires series, and in Age of Empires 2, you had a very good tool that was shipped, so you could make your own maps of scenarios. So you didn't have a lot of scripting options, I remember. So not a lot, but you did have like triggers and things, so you could create some kind of flows. But from what I remember, it was a bit rough. So as a player, you had to dig a bit into it, and it's like the mentality of the modders right now. Like to dig a bit into like the mentality of a dev. So for me, the barrier or the frontier between the two has kind of softened a bit.
Yes.
And so it's not like unexpected if at some point we say, okay, the tool is so great internally, so it could be shipped with some minor adjustments. So, but ideally we won't make like an entire tool just to redo the same thing we did internally.
So, long story short, tools as it is developed right now may not be exactly usable one-to-one for end users, but we can probably take at least part of it to, if we ever do a Dungeon Maker, be able to give a few options for the players to be using as well.
Exactly.
So that's pretty good. All right, Baptiste, is there anything you want to say to the community before we say goodbye?
Well, guys, thank you very much for your support. It's obviously it's thanks to you that we have so much love, so much input also, and good ideas, because we are only a small team, so sometimes we miss things, and it's really important for us to have your feedback so we can make the game better.
Yeah.
And also for us, it's important so most people are having fun with the game. So just thank you, and hope we will just deliver something that you love.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Baptiste.
Thank you, Emil.
We're gonna be bringing some other people.
See you.
And I also kind of need more snack, so I'm gonna put the little BRB text back and grab a drink and some snack. You are going to be coming with me, not to the toilet, thankfully, because no one wants to hear that. But you might hear a little more from the kitchen. Éléonore, tu viens après? Ah, parce que t'es trop... Tu voudras passer après? Enfin, il y a Éléonore. Avec Inès? D'accord, donc d'abord je passe Éléonore et après... D'autres gens, tu veux passer aussi, toi? Je m'en rappelle plus.
Moi, je me suis pas enregistrée.
Tu peux... Nicolas, tu veux passer finalement aujourd'hui ou t'es pas trop chaud?
Peut-être avec Guillaume.
Peut-être avec Guillaume, ok. Mais Guillaume, il est parti déjà, je crois.
Guillaume, il est là, il est encore là.
Ah, d'accord. Ça va, ça va. Moi, je m'en sors. C'est juste que j'ai un peu faim quand même.
Qui s'occupe du stream?
Ouais.
Avec qui, là?
Oui, les gens sont encore au micro, t'inquiète. Ils m'entendent. Ils entendent un peu de français, ça va, ça leur fait ça leur change les idées. Ils entendent peut-être travail, donc heureusement. Je prends le dernier brownie. Il y a de l'animation. Ce qu'on dit là. J'ai mon micro-cravate encore. Tu voudras passer après, c'est ça? Éléonore, let's go. Pauline?
Les meufs, on va venir te la lancer si tu as besoin d'aide.
D'accord, non, c'est bon.
N'hésite pas à faire du poids.
C'est ça. So people are actually asking me to do ASMR, like the people from the studio, not you guys. Wash hand? No, dude, I didn't go to the toilet. I'm not washing my hand. I got my little brony here. All right, so we have someone that you may have already seen, although she's not very often on stream, and someone that you have probably never seen on stream. So today we have, here's the microphone.
That's for you.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah. That you can give to Eleonore when.
We can
So Eleonore is our production director. So she is the big boss of everything that has to do with time, manpower, and money. So anything that doesn't make it into the game is her fault. And it's also her that protects the project from ballooning way over limits. And then yes, because as you know, some projects they want to do a lot of things, and because they want to do too many things, it just never ends up doing good. So she's making sure that this hopefully does not happen to us, although sometimes we kind of push a little bit.
I like to say I'm handling time and space. That is something that you can't really guess, but often the team will try. It won't work.
Yeah. And then we have Pauline. Pauline, who is her acolyte, or should say assistant, associate, anything that has to do with, she came in Solasta 2 to thankfully give a hand to our poor the microphone needs to be closer to the mouse when they talk. Okay. It's okay. So we know we'll have to do like this. You are the responsible for the yeah. So yeah, Pauline is she's been here for quite some time now. She just hasn't appeared on stream, but she is helping on Solasta 2 for everything that has to do with production, because as the game goes larger, Eleonore needs to have help, and we have people behind all right, they're having fun. It's okay. He's gonna show up next, soon in the room as well, so you can actually talk to that clown that you just saw. So, Eleonore, can you tell our people what exactly, approximately is a normal day for you when you come to work? What do you usually do?
What I really like with my work is that no day is the same. It will often say, okay, is something on fire today? And I will try to set it out, to be honest. That's how it's been for the last couple of days and weeks coming to early access. It's like, okay, how many bugs do we have? Is everyone working effectively on said bugs? Normally my day is like handling everything related to internal communication, be sure that everyone knows what we are working on, why we are working on that. If anyone is like, oh my god, I don't know what to do today, I'm like, I know for you, for sure. My main objective every day is to be sure that everyone is focused on their talent, because we have a really talented team, and my role is to be sure that they don't need to think about why we are doing things, how they just can focus on their talent, on what they like to do, on their actual work, and not, oh my god, do I have to fill that form 3E W5 for I don't know what kind of service. And so normal day is like handling what we are calling melee, that is a stand-up meeting. There are 2 meetings every morning where everyone is explaining what they did yesterday, what they are doing today, just to give a bit of context for everyone. And then I do the planning, I handle a lot of meeting, especially communication. A meeting is often me beginning by saying, okay, for context, that's why we are gathered today, why, what is the objective, and our meeting are 1 hour long max. I don't have a typical day, to be honest. It really depends on the state of the project. It changes a lot,
right? Yeah. It's a very reactive job. So some people, and we see that unfortunately quite a lot on the social media, who are very like, oh, what are like producer doing, right? It's like, oh, well, coders, they code, artists, they draw, and what the hell are like project managers doing? They're just like sitting around and like asking numbers. But one thing you have to remember is that no one likes to do the boring shit. And that's one thing that she has to handle a lot. She's basically, production is the glue that makes it so that everyone can work on their own stuff, the stuff they like, and it doesn't fall over like a pile of cards because, well, there's glue here keeping the thing together. So yes, while she is asking for updates, like how much time did you put on this? How much time did you put on that? Is that done? Is this done? Etc., which might be, when you hear about that, you're like, oh, that's annoying as hell. But the thing is, if no one does that, then you don't know how far you are in the project. It's like, are we ready to ship the game? I don't know. I did this and that. It's like, okay, but like, how is this one thing proceeding? Oh, I forgot about that. It's like, oh yeah, but like this team needs this to actually continue working, right? So there are basically the control tower. She has an eye on everything that's happening in the project. She makes sure that things that need to be done are done in time, even if people are grumbling about it sometimes. It's not always the most fun part that you need to be doing. But at least that means that we don't have our art director, for example, starting to work on a new ancestry when there is a need to design the latest monster, because otherwise the monster that is needed to be put in a level, the level cannot move forward. All those kind of things. It's actually, there's a lot of links between everything that happens on the game, and she is responsible to see all those lines, and that is not an easy task, I can tell you, and to ensure that no one gets stuck because someone else has not done the proper work beforehand. So again, if one day you see people on the internet shit talking, shit talking like product managers, producers, and all that kind of thing because they don't know what they're doing, you can remember what I just said here. You can remember what she said about what the job entails. Of course, there's always going to be shit product managers. There's always going to be shit programmers, shit, everything. So that doesn't mean that everyone is good at their job. She is, I know. We've been working together for a long time. If she wasn't that good, probably Solasta 1 wouldn't have shipped. so the game has shipped. Solasta 2
you're trying to make me blush at that point.
Like right now the game is out. So if the game is out, that means she did her job, right? So all good. And I've talked a lot about Eleonore, but we need to talk also about you, or dear Pauline. Pauline, what is the area of responsibility you have right now? What are you overviewing?
Generally, I would say I go with external teams. For example, handles a lot of what we do internally and the work that is done internally. And some of this work cannot be handled only by the people in our team, and we have to talk to talented artists or other professionals outside of a tactical adventure, the studio itself. And that's generally when I come in, and I tend to organize meetings and organize the work that has to be done externally. So that goes, for example, for translation of a game, localization as we call it, but also sometimes external support on concepts and artists. So that's,
for example, all the magic items, all the armors, the weapons, right?
Yes, exactly. We did a lot of armors with talented artists outside of the team, and we were really glad of the collaboration if they see us on stream. Very
Hello.
nice to work with you.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, so that's my area of expertise.
But at the same time, she's also helping me every day with everything. Often there is a constant conversation between Pauline and I, like, oh my God, I need this done. Can you handle this so I can handle this specifically?
Yes.
Other tasks. So she's handled me with everything, to be honest. My own personal associate / assistant.
And she has a wonderful doggo. That is a doggo that we've probably seen in some of the dev updates, who is a new addition to the team.
Yes.
And who she cannot shut up about.
No, I can't. But it's so fluffy.
It's so fluffy. Yes.
It's a lot of.
She does show the pictures every day,
Yes.
and we do appreciate her for that.
That's part of my job. My job as moral support. So I have to send pictures. I actually had some meetings about sending more pictures of MG.
She
so
even
that,
took a day when she had a day off. She came in at lunch with her dog at the bottom of the stairs, because like we cannot bring the dog in the office due to policy, right? It's like not everyone is like, some people might be allergic to animals. So of course, because if there was no rule like that, everyone would be bringing their cats, their dogs, their ferret, everything. Like, so you can be sure that if we do not do that, it's not because we hate animals. It's because unfortunately we are not allowed to. So what she did is she took a day off and she brought the doggo at the bottom of the building, and everyone, when they went to lunch, went and go, "Whoa, the doggo is so cute!" Fluff, fluff, fluff. And doggo was actually very cute. It was cuter in real life than in the pictures. So there we go. That was the that was a little bit of a
very important story.
It is very important. It is part of like why we do animal picture every time we do a dev update, because we have so many and we love them. And I know some of the disgruntled fans, some of you don't like this. You don't like the animals. It's fine. We don't. Yes, it happens.
Okay. It's okay.
Some people don't like the animal pics. They think that it distracts from the game, right? Because we're talking game dev. But it's okay. Everyone to each their own. Maybe we'll put some. No, that's gonna sound so wrong. I was gonna say someday maybe we're gonna put pictures of our kids, but. But that might be sounding very wrong, and that might not be very appropriate, unfortunately.
I thought that you would suggest that we add the pets to the game, and like we don't have the budget for that at the moment. I can't add that many.
Okay, that was a less extreme take and a less insane one. So all good. Okay, is there anything you want to say to the community, or before we move on?
Of course, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching the stream. Thank you very much for watching the news and everything that we do. It's very humbling to see you gathering and watch what we do. It's really cool, and we hope to do the best game that you can play and enjoy. That's very exciting.
Sure. Yeah.
What is left for me to say? No, thank you everyone that has been supporting the studio for that many years. Every kind word is really going to our heart. It's really why we are doing this, except of course that we just really love Dungeons and Dragons, to be honest, and that it's a dream of mine that I'm working in a studio that is explaining initiative to the new people. Is always, and like I'm paid for that. It's amazing. So yeah, thank you everyone who has supported us through the years. We're really happy to be releasing the early access today. Quite a big day for us. And like I said, every kind word is always cherished, and thank you for all of them. And I'm sorry, but
I see one last question for you.
Yeah.
What thing did you cut from the game that you would have really loved to have, but it's like, even though I don't want to, I have to cut it?
On Solasta 2, on Solasta 1?
Solasta 2.
On Solasta 2. so far I haven't had the pleasure to add the bard.
Okay, so it's not cut. No worries.
It's not cut, but at the time
Eleanor is a bard main.
Yeah.
She lives and breathes as a bard. So as long as the bard is not in game, she will not end her crusade of yearning for the bard to be added to the
I will
game.
have a specific budget
For the bard.
only for the bard.
We cut everything else but the bard. If you see an update that is just bard,
The bard, it's my work.
You know why it's
It's my harassment that only is
Exactly.
going terrain.
Maybe Sorasa one then, maybe?
No, we had this. I know that we cut some creatures that I wanted that would seem really like, but we can't have everything in the
Yes.
game. So we had a talk lately about the base story for the full game, and some creatures couldn't be added to it.
Yeah, that was a recent talk too.
Yeah,
I remember.
Because, well, as early access is coming to an end, well, as this being released, we are discussing the full game and the scope and how many, budget we have, how many time we have, and some creatures were cut from the game. There is one specifically that I would have liked to see in the game. Yeah.
Oh, true. I talked earlier because about the budget thing, because of the fact that we have already planned a lot around 1.0, and as you can hear when you were saying cutting, even though we're not talking about the money we're making selling the early access, it's because like we said, we have a solid plan to get 1.0 already. And the fact that we have drawers, like we're saying, is drawer number 1 is making the game release in 1.0 complete as it is. But then we have drawer number 2 and 3, which are bonus. So this is depending on if we make more money and we have more time, because you have to pay salaries, you have to pay rent, all that kind of thing. So more money is needed to develop longer. Bye-bye. And that means that depending on how much we make, it also means we might be adding more. So even the creature we caught there, we never know. Maybe there's one that might come back because, we had this much more budget.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, those kind of things.
Currently, we are talking about outfit, armors, a lot of things that the designers would really like to have in the games, and I'm like, we can't probably have all of them. Maybe you have to choose.
Oh, wait, you were not talking just about the update. You were talking about the entire game. Oh no!
It will depend, but
It will depend,
so
okay,
far
okay.
I'm like, we probably won't have everything, even though we have the concept, we have everything that we need, but it will depend, of course, of times and budget.
Yes. And even when there is no time and budget, sometimes it's a question also of priority, where we do Tetris and we go, you know what, screw this, we're gonna put one more
and I'm like,
person
would
on
you prefer?
That's exactly it. But that's the game that Eleanor does a lot is, you want two things, do you want A more or do you want B more? And we have to make a choice because obviously we can't have A and B. Or we need more money, but again, it's always like that.
The game director is currently signing that I should not be talking about things that we will cut. He wants everything.
He's a bit sad.
That's the discussion for tomorrow.
All right, we're going to be moving to the next people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys.
Pauline.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay, will I ever be able to eat my brownie? You guys can bet on it before I end the stream. All right, we have two other beautiful ladies joining us. Ça c'est le micro, donc c'est devant la bouche. Donc si jamais elle parle, tu lui donnes le micro, etc. Okay, so joining us today are two people that you have likely not seen before. We have Ines, who is our marketing artist, a newer addition to the roster of the team to help the poor overwork marketing team that was me and Pierre. So now we don't have to do Photoshop with both of us being colorblind and try to make very poorly made thumbnails that look like ass. So now she is the one that makes them, and when I say, you know what, it doesn't need to be so good looking, she goes, actually, I'm gonna make it good looking because that's goes on my job. I was like, okay, well, all right. Doesn't mean that, because Solasta 1 had things that look like ass, we have to keep on doing on Solasta 2. And then we have Victoria, who is a level designer that joined us also quite recently, at the same time, around the same time. On Solasta 2. So she is a big help when it comes to anything that has to do with the levels, the level building, so that decorating the levels. And also, she is also a part artist. She helps a lot on the art because she has a lot of like artistic background as well. So she also, like, you know, when we said a lot of people do a lot of things, like she's part of those as well. All right, so Ines, can you give us a little bit of context about what kind of things do you do at in the studio, for example? Give us some example of recent stuff.
So I'm closely working with Emil, or you may know him better under the name Mizrim, and Pierre with the marketing team. And I'm doing everything marketing visuals. Like, for example, you have this template, this layout that you see on Twitch. I made it. I made the game logo, everything which has to do with advertising our game. It can be assets for social media and Steam page and all sorts of stuff. I also supervise the creation of our trailers. So yeah, the one that you saw this evening was done in collaboration with Kepler. So yeah, basically a bit of everything.
Also, the roadmap that I presented earlier is done by Ines. The infographics that you'll have to see probably soon after launch next week to tell you how many of you died to a random sand lion. Well, this is going to be Ines working on that. Anything that basically has to do with making assets that is not necessarily in the game but used to communicate about the game is going to be her responsibility. Making sure that it looks good, making sure that it is up to par. So she is behind all that, and we thank her very much because, again, if I could, I would never touch Photoshop again in my life. And she also helps a lot on the videos, like she said. We have our production lady being very, very disruptive behind. You had your time, ladies. Stop bothering us. So yeah, that is Ines, and now we're going to Victoria. Victoria, give us some example of actual what levels did you work on? Can people see your work somewhere?
Yeah. You can actually at the very start of the game. I was working on the Faranger map that you have at the very start, and also the big city that was seen in the trailers and that you can go to pretty early in the game. So I worked partly on it with basically the whole level team because it was a big city, so we had to share the work. And I also worked not only on level building but also on concept art sometimes. So the concept art that I do is not exactly like mood concept art that is like big locations. Thank you. And it's mostly like what do we need, what kind of assets do we need to make like a puzzle work and be easy to understand for the players. So it's more like functional stuff, which is great because it's close to game design, which is very interesting.
Just worked on what's the name of the level again? The one with the basilisk?
The desert one that you can see at some point with big golden crystals. I worked on it alone, I think. I guess. Yeah.
So when you go into the layer of the basilisks with the big yellow rocks and crystals, yellow, green, I don't know, I'm colorblind.
Yellow, yeah. So yeah, it was a lot of crystals to like put everywhere and try to make it look good as like in every corner of the cave. So it was pretty fun actually.
Yeah. So when you enjoy that, think of Victoria. Give her a little thank you. And there's also like the world map events as well.
When you see little scenes with like characters being kind of stopped in motion, being like, oh, I see something on the road. I did that, and it was super fun. So I hope you will enjoy it. And yeah, a lot of stuff like that, and a lot of levels you won't see.
There's still a lot of things we haven't shown yet, and that we won't show until much later when the updates come.
Among the things I do, also, I'm right next to the guy that does the cutscenes. So sometimes it's like the camera is in a fern or in a bush, can you do something about that? So I'm like, okay.
We just move the
Like,
bush.
rescue team. I will cut the grass and everything is fine. So yeah, that kind of stuff.
So yeah, as you can see, the work of Victoria is, multiple stuff. She helps a lot. Oh, she even also worked on the visual for the tutorials as well. That I went to steal a few images from to use on my use. So yeah, a lot of work. That's what a level designer, level builder, basically anyone in the level team, like the design team, will usually do. Lots of little things. So a very interesting job. Same for Ines, who is working every day on a lot of different assets, who is basically anything you see about Solasta is usually coming from her. So a lot of assets, much more than you could first imagine. We have the website, for example, that just got updated. That is a lot of her design that is shared with our partner that reuses the asset that we send them as well. So the character picker was also designed by her. Like when you go to the website and you have like the 6 classes, hopefully at some point 12 as well, all those kind of things. So again, big thank you to you two. Do you have anything you want to say to the chat, or even ask chat maybe if you want to, before we move on?
Thank you so much for your warmest wishes on the release. We are reading most of the comments. Mostly Emile.
Yes, all the as they said earlier, all the warm words go to their heart, all the cold words go to mine. It's okay. I that's my job as well.
But we really hope that you like the game, and thank you for your support. Victoria, do you want to say something?
Well, mostly the same thing. I really hope you enjoy exploring Neokos, because we really worked hard on it, and we hope it's fun and that you will have a great adventure there.
All right. Thank you very much, ladies. We are going to bring... it's only 20 minutes until 8 p.m., so we still have a few people. I think I'm going to try to get Nicolas. Nicolas et Guillaume, si tu veux les avoir. Fun fact about these two ladies, we have Victoria, who is a very big fan of Critical Role. That's not a very big surprise. A lot of people like Critical Role. And Ines is a very big fan of Witch Hat Atelier, which apparently has an anime coming up soon. Nicolas, come in. Nicolas, come in. Nicolas, who is a very stressed boy when it comes to the internet. You can take this and speak into it.
Hello, everyone.
So, Nicolas needs a moral support. So, as you can see, everyone is helping Nicolas, or stressing him even more. Nicolas is the person who is working on the cutscene, and who in the past was also on Expedition 33.
Yes,
so
indeed.
You have already seen his work for a lot of you.
Yeah, I'm a little stressed out, but yeah, I'm super happy. Now we can show all the work we've done so far in Solasta 2, and every person who gets involved to create all this cutscene, it's a very cool moment for me and for everyone in the team.
So you have someone says, Nicolas, you look very, very hot. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, Nicolas already has a girl.
I'm doing my best to get hot every day. So thank you. You wouldn't see.
Or maybe it's an alt of his girlfriend, but that I wouldn't know of. So be careful, Claire. You have competitors here.
Oh boy.
oh boy. All right. So yeah, Nicolas, as you have heard, as we have said, is our cutscene artist, but much more than that. He even is what we can kind of say as like a réalisateur in French. How like kind of like a director for the cutscene, where he gives the direction of the cutscenes. He doesn't just take the intention and just do the thing. He just gives suggestion on how we should do the thing, how we should put the visuals, how we should basically create that emotion between those two characters when they have the dialogue and the scene, right?
Yeah, exactly. We talk about a lot with Xavier. I got this script. I have to do my best to put everything he has his mind into the picture, into a film. And then we have to work with actors to to translate the emotion with actor and give the best we can propose.
Yes.
To build the emotion of the character. So yeah.
And you have to do that with a fairly limited amount of animation as well, right? That's the thing. It's like because I see some people criticizing the animation in the cutscene, but you have to remember that there is a certain amount of animation we have in the bank, and Nicolas cannot like create more himself. Like it doesn't just work like that.
Yeah.
So we can request some, but not always going to be possible, right?
Yeah, but we put so much effort on what we have to decide which scene we have to put the effort, and yes, it's just how to make a choice. I have to take all the animation we have a library, build everything in to create something else, and do my best with
and your best is really good. Like a lot of people have said, like compared to Celeste 1, it is night and day. So we are making a lot of effort here. And yes, we know we don't have the means of Baldur's Gate 3 when it comes to like having a ton of different animation, having clean facial capture and all that kind of thing. But we do what we can with what we have, and it's very good, right?
Cool. Sure. But we know all the weakness, but we're doing our best to fix everything. And
you would see this guy; he's so stressed before release. This guy has been going over every single cutscene as much as he can, humanly possible. It's not enough because, like, of course, if we were to him, we would have waited 2 extra months of like polishing every cutscene, right? But at some point we need to release, so we basically have to like drag him away from his screen while he's screaming and clawing to make sure that he has everything in.
Exactly the picture what happened. Yeah, exactly.
And I have to wait for his like slow ass every time we go to, because like he's living not too far from me, and so I have to like wait for his slow ass at the end of the day because he doesn't want to clock in. And like, dude, it's like 6 p.m. We gotta go home, and he's like, I'm just gonna finish this, and it's like, So yeah, so
for you guys, I'm doing that for you.
Yeah, so please tell him to go the fuck home because I want to go home as well when it comes to like time. Because in France, we also one good thing about tactical adventures, I said it before, I'm gonna say it again now, is like we do not encourage overtime. Like when we of course are we doing overtime sometimes? Yes, like that's not lie. We all want to add a little more thing, and it's like, oh, it's time is up, but PC's still up, right? So as well just sneak in another cutscene, or as well just push a last little change. So there will be a little bit of overtime that's accumulating. But when you hear about stories of like some studios, especially in the US, burning out the people by just cramming, like or like just being what's the name again? Crush? No.
Burnout?
No, not the burnout. Crunch. Yeah, crunch. For some reason, I thought crush. So crunch when the game comes out. Thankfully, we haven't come to this, and I think if we ever come close to this, Eleonore will be rising the battle standards and yelling to stop doing that. That's also why we cut. Like some people might be like, "Why are you cutting things?" It's also because we don't want everyone to work until like 10 p.m. when they're paid to work until 6. So that's one of the very good things here. Is we are very respectful of everyone's time, and those who want to do a little more, they can. But again, it's not like asked for. It's not like something we push people to do. But of course, people like Nicolas, and when he's working from home, he.
Please don't get me embarrassed.
I'm putting him under the limelight, being like, dude, you gotta stop.
But I know the company is very. Good on my side, so I see the high the production. I just routed you out to production. Like we have Pauline looking through the window, being like, "What the fuck?" Yes, well, it's okay. I mean, but I can give some number to give the size of the cutscene for early access. So approximately we have 79 cutscene. It's quite big for a little team that only by me. Of course, there are so many people behind the engineer, and all are getting part inside the VFX artists, the music artists, everything. And the full game is quite the trip. The double the trip.
Triple, double, triple, something like that, right? We don't.
Like that, So yeah, we still have a lot of work, but there are very good scene comes in the future. Yeah, so I'm so.
We have Xavier saying, "Don't worry, Nico. I'm adding cutscenes right now."
No. Oh,
so,
please.
So yeah, all right. Well, thank you very much, Nico. Do you have anything you want to say to the community before you pop out?
Please enjoy the game. We are doing the best we can, and yeah, enjoy the game. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. The first person who says a bad thing about the cutscene, they're going to catch our hands. Yes. We have. Yeah. Eleanor wants to say a word.
Of course, we have a monk jet. Thank you.
What?
Apparently not is an official term for the bard jet, that is the budget for bard, and people were asking if we have the same for the monk.
We have a monk.
We have a monk
okay.
jet.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you hear that, monk lovers? Your prayers are answered. There will be monks. Well, hopefully. If there's no monk, that's not me who promised. It's production. Est-ce qu'on a d'autres gens? Bah oui, on a Baptiste. Baptiste. Je regarde Grégoire, je dis Baptiste. Tu voulais passer aussi, non, Hugo? Tu veux passer ensemble? Allez. And we have two beautiful gentlemen. I just realized I was saying beautiful ladies, but not beautiful gentlemen. They are beautiful indeed.
Yeah, thanks. That's nice to you.
So we have clown number one. That is.
That's me.
Yeah. So that is Baptiste.
No, I'm Grégoire.
That is Grégoire.
I mean,
and then we have clown number two. That is Hugo. So those two clowns, and one is the chief clown here. He is the lead
animator, but I'm a really serious person.
Oh yes, absolutely. You are a serious person.
I don't like what you're insinuating. But yeah, I have a colleague dancing in front of me, but I'm trying to stay serious. Okay, I'm animating, lead animating in Solasta, so most of my work should be to animate creatures and characters, but this part is quite, habitual.
Mm-hmm.
And we know how to do that. The main challenge in Solasta 2 was, as you have seen, the character creation. That has a lot of impact on animation, and we had a lot of technical research. And that was the most of my work from the past years.
Can you give us an example of what needed to have research, for example, for?
Well, we want to blend faces. We want the facial animation to work on all characters, even though they are one single mesh and one single skeleton. So that has a lot of constraints. We had a lot of artistical research, more for the character team. And all something we had issues on Solasta 1, like the character's contact, like if I'm crossing my arms are like one inside another. We try to find technical solutions to make it work at least a bit better than Solasta 1, and we have some improvements. We try to improve this as time goes, but
so it's not all sunshine and rainbows about animating goblins and RPs.
Yeah, it is sunshine and rainbows because I love technical stuff, but yes, it's not mainly animating.
Yes,
it's half part animating
and half part research,
technical research. Yeah.
What about you, Hugo? What are you doing?
Hi everyone, I'm a senior technical designer, level designer. So basically, I'm in between the programmer and the level design team. I try to smooth the relation between those teams, trying to define the tools that we need in level design and create some of them when I have when I can program them, which is not always the case. And I do some level design when I have the time as well. Yeah.
So to give you an example, guys, so we talked about with Thomas who was doing the bridge between the engineers and the artists about you want clouds. Well, and the artist cannot just put clouds in game. You need to build tools so that the artist can put those tools to good use to have clouds in game. It's basically the same here, but with the design team, where Hugo just gathers the need of the design team, such as I want in that level to have a trapdoor where if I push 3 buttons, the trap opens, but if they put it wrong, then I don't know, like a huge rock falls from the ceiling or something. That doesn't just have happened. Like it just doesn't like, it's not magical. So we need a tool for that. So either we have Hugo who can make the tool himself, and there's going to be like, okay, now we have this functionality where you can create a zone where, if you activate a trigger, something falls, whatever. Or he has to bring all that need to the designer, to the programmer team to say, hey, we need a tool that would make that. Because between when someone wants something and what exactly is required to do that thing, it's two different things. And I think Hugo knows very well that sometimes it's not very clear what people want. So yeah, what about the work that we can see in game? Like, is there like a level in the early access that you have personally put your hands in, and that you can like say people like, oh, by the way, when you see this, I've been working on that.
Yeah, I worked on Lost Treasure, for example.
So that's the one that has the basilisk as well in, right? You worked on the level, like on the basically the location itself, right? What are you supposed to do there? What the quest is?
David has done the level brief, and I implemented it. In the rest of the game, I will do some level from A to Z, doing the level design work and the implementation. But on the
Lost Treasure, you did the implementation, so you added the basilisk, the nests as well, with all the fun part of them spawning more basilisks to the great grief of the players, right? What about you? Well, I mean, is there any creature or anything that you have animated yourself?
Yeah, I did a bit of the terror bird that you can see
in the trailer.
Not only in the trailer, but in the game. It was really fun. We had a bit of change in animation direction for monsters in Solasta. Because the one was a bit cartoony because the camera was a bit high up. We couldn't zoom as much as we could, and we tried to have monsters that were a bit more aggressive, a bit more frightening. So we had to have something expressive, but also something that's not so ridiculous and that may frighten the player. So it was a bit of
change in direction,
and some research were made, but it was pretty cool. Yeah,
I do remember the troll attack on the first one was pretty clowny. It was pretty fun. It's like turning around with his belly and stuff
which is
like
fun
that.
to do as an animator, but we had more research and more constraint to limit ourselves on that.
Also, Baptiste, why do I keep on saying that? My brain is fried. Also, Grégoire is part of the what's the name? The motion capture team, where like the small motion capture team that we've made is Xavier, Karim, and
Nicolas
and Nicolas as well.
Yeah.
So those four are doing clown shows sometimes in the meeting rooms to capture stuff. And that is pretty grassroots, but it's much better than not having anything. So
and most of the time it's real actor doing the stuff.
Yes, but
for some animation,
they step in.
Some monsters, some missing animation from the cutscenes, we do it by ourselves because it's more simple.
So if you spot a T-pose in game, just let us know. We'll have Grégoire just record the animation again.
Yeah, okay, I'll do it. You won't.
We do have some videos of them doing very, very questionable things.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want you to show that videos.
Oh no, don't worry. It will be part of a blooper at 1.0 or something.
Okay.
We have great GIFs.
We already have some. Yes, we do already have some. So. Notably, I think it was the Cobalt or something. Like
the Cobalt. I made one animation for the Cobalt. Oh no, more than one.
Yes,
but some dialogue and.
He also has the size of the Cobalt, so it's already good.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We like to. I think we're the two smallest male guys in the studio. So
and Cobalt are fun to act.
All right. So, is there anything you want to say to the other people and before we leave to the community?
Not what I can. I hope you'd like the cinematics. You've seen Nicolas, and we had a lot of fun and research also for cinematics because we've made motion captures and it was a really great experience. So I hope you guys like it, and Hugo.
Yeah, just have a great time and I hope you enjoy and see you around.
See you around. All right, so I'm gonna just check if anyone wants to talk, but I think it's going to be the end of the stream. I'm gonna do the final polls, the final giveaways. Est-ce que j'ai loupé quelqu'un, Christo? Est-ce qu'il y a encore quelqu'un, tu penses, qui voulait parler? Où est-ce qu'on est? Bah tiens, bah viens. Ah, Christa, viens. Ah, c'est bon, c'est le... Enfin, à part si t'as pas envie de venir. T'as pas envie, d'accord.
Je serai là pour le giveaway si tu veux.
Non mais t'es pas obligé, c'est genre est-ce que t'as envie de montrer ton visage ou si t'as pas envie?
Je m'en fous, mais en fait c'est surtout la caméra, il faut que tu la fasses à part.
Okay. So, we have one final guest that comes in a little bit. It's a phone, yeah. I have a final guest that comes in a little bit that doesn't want to show up too much. But he is here. He's Christopher. Christopher is the one that helps me with all the setup. And he is our IT manager.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. So as you can imagine, he is the man of the shadow that helps, but he doesn't really show up so much. Had to pull him in to show him to the crowd because he's done a lot of work to make this setup work. That with more than dust and dreams.
I love my shadow. It's warm. It's tight.
Exactly. So if you ever want to send him gifts, you can send him a Gundam figure. He loves Gundam. So in the future, if you want to send him, if you see him like at his, in the street or something, just give it a little Gundam figure.
Maybe one day we can share a photo of my desk.
Yeah, exactly. We can maybe share the photo of his desk. All right. So to everyone, we are going to do the final giveaway. And then I'm going to call it here because it is 8 p.m. And we even have like the cleaning lady who's in the office now. So we're going to hear, I think, very soon some
do you think
vacuum
we can
cleaner.
bring
So for those who have not... Tu t'es pas obligé de rester, hein. Oh. Non, pas pour le giveaway. Le giveaway, c'est trop compliqué. Pour le giveaway, c'est trop compliqué.
Juste qu'on soit tous présents.
Ah, tu vous plaît.
Juste acte de présence. Et on se met tous comme ça. On parle pas. On est tous présents.
Okay, so apparently they just want to gank me in the room. So everyone's going to try to like sneak in and see if the room has any space. As a reminder for the last giveaway, you can sign up. You just need to go and click on the link in the pin link in the chat. I don't know how many people are there right now. It's like crazy. What the hell? I can't do my work! And the camera is like spazzing out because the camera is not even like, okay, the camera is working now. All right. So for the last giveaway, you can sign up to the link in the pinned link in the chat. And we are going to start, so 372, we have 5 winners that are going to be picked. 372, there we go. First one is 180. 180 is... Wait. 180 is Cashew Online. Cashew Online... Wait. Cashew Online need to say that they're here. Cashew Online, are you here? Otherwise, it's going to be a poll again. Cashew Online, we're waiting for you. Cashew Online, 30 seconds. Well, I mean, like, YouTube has a bit of lag, so we have to wait if Cashew Online is on YouTube. Yeah, Cashew Online, we saw him. All right, so Cashew Online is the first winner. And I'm just going to check if there's not more people. 373 now. Okay, there we go. Second winner is 376. So someone who just signed up very recently is Captain Pikmin. Captain Pikmin, do you see the message, Captain Pikmin? Captain Pikmin is here. He is here. All good. Now the third winner is 32. So so signed up at the very beginning of the stream. 32 is KPTJ. KPTGA. So KPTGA. Kepicha. I don't know how the fuck you write that. So I hope you recognize yourself. Oh, that's it. Yeah, there we go. Another one. All right. and then we have our fourth winner, who is 159. So in the middle, 159 is Zerd BG3. Zerd BG3! BG3! Kill him! Kill the spy! Play him alive! Oh, he's here! He's the first YouTube winner because, like, apparently, ban him! Congratulations, Zerd BG3. You will be permanently banned from our game.
He can rename to Zerd Solasta 2.
Exactly. You just need to rename to Zerd Solasta 2. No, just kidding. You will have a key. All right, and then we have our last winner of the day. 219. 219 is Kanda Vespin. Kanda Vespin, another YouTube, I think, viewer. Kanda Vespin, are you here? Let's see. Last person. Last person. Kanda Vespin, come on, come on.
Yes.
Kanda Vespin is there.
Let's go.
And he was on Twitch. All right, he's there on Twitch. He lied to everyone because I saw the @ so I thought it was on YouTube. So congratulations to the 10 winners of today. We are not gonna send you the key right now because it's like 8 p.m. I need to go home, eat, and like sleep at some point. So we will be sending those keys tomorrow. Don't worry about it. You will get the keys. So you'll have to wait a little bit more before playing. So congratulations. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed meeting not everyone at Tactical because like not everyone wanted to show themselves. But you know, most of them did say hello. So you know, big congratulations to the team as well for releasing the game today. Right? And thank you everyone for joining us. The name that was skipped, there was only one, and I forgot what the name was. So hopefully it was not any one of you. So, all right. Cheers, guys. Goodbye.
Bye.
End screen.